Who is policing streets in Illinois? Well, a joint effort by the Illinois Answers Project and WGN Investigates finds some questionable hiring practices at hundreds of departments across the state.
Investigative reporter Lourdes Duarte has a story behind a local department which tops the list for hiring officers fired from other police jobs.
We looked at data going back 24 years and found nearly 1,500 officers who have been hired at police departments right after they were fired for wrongdoing. Some are prohibited from testifying in court or have been reprimanded for their actions. None of that seems to matter, though, for departments having a difficult time keeping officers on the street. 20 miles southwest of Chicago sits a small village.
They built this hangar on Lundale Avenue
with a long story.
It really was the beginning of what is now called the Tuskegee Airmen.
We've told you about Robbins before.
This is where they took that critical vote to form the village of Robbins.
Historic, but also one of the most economically troubled areas in Illinois.
You had a gang problem, drug problem, you had multiple homicides.
Retired Robbins Police Commander Anthony Burnett knows it well because he patrolled those streets for years.
2019 Officer of the Year.
He says it's a small police department that deals with significant crime and a small budget, a storyline that rings true for other communities in Illinois.
Why do you think you stayed there for 13 years, though?
Because I'm loyal.
His lengthy career is rare in Robbins. With pay starting as low as $15 an hour, officers aren't there long. It may also be one of the reasons that over the last 24 years, the small department has hired 46 officers who were just fired with cause from police jobs, more than any other police force in the state. One of those hires is right now waiting on village approval to become the second in command at the Robbins Police Department.
They have him as the deputy chief, and he's internal affairs, which he can't be both because there's a conflict of interest.
He's talking about this man, Larry Hall. He was hired in 2014 after he was fired from neighboring Flossmoor for lying about his relationship with an 18-year-old woman. He met that woman while she attended a local high school where he worked. Court records indicate Hall finally confessed that he and the woman twice had sex in a police vehicle in Flossmoor while he was on duty.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
WGN Investigates tried to ask about Hall at a village meeting in March.
Talk to the publicist.
Do you have a publicist?
We do.
That publicist told us they inherited Hall from a previous administration, and there have been no circumstances that would justify a demotion or termination of his employment.
If you're going to come here for real and be serious about doing the work.
Trustee Tiffany Robinson heads the Public Safety Committee. She didn't address Hall's past, but did address Robbins' present. She says the department struggles to keep officers. In some cases, they've quit the department immediately after the village paid for police training.
We are strapped for cash, so it's not like we have money just laying around to issue out to people that are not committed.
This is really sort of the worst of all worlds when you think about it, because in most of these departments, they have very limited resources. And so as a result of it, they're paying their officers on a part-time basis. Most of them are not involved with a union, little, if any, benefits whatsoever.
Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart has had to pick up the pieces before, either because of a lack of officers or few resources.
We had one department called us up, they didn't have any cars.
In Cook County alone, there are a handful of departments he routinely helps that operate similar to Robbins. Oftentimes, they hire who they can, when they can. Data from our joint investigation with the Illinois Answers Project showed places like the Phoenix, Illinois Police Department, Dixmoor, Markham, and Harvey have all hired police officers who were recently fired from other law enforcement jobs.
You look at these towns, amazing people in these towns, and you just sit there and say, they deserve a baseline of policing. And if their town can't afford it, not because there's corruption issues or anything like that, but their town can't afford it, clearly the state should come in and say, listen, they deserve this.
Part of the idea is having Cook County take over policing in those areas.
I think the county is going to take it over. I think that's where it's leading to. And I really don't like to say that or think that, because they have some good officers out there. They really do. They have a few good officers out there. But You have to call a spade a spade.
But for a community already dealt a bad hand, giving up their local police is often not a gamble they want to take.
So it's nice to be able to have officers that we know, that we can trust, that take the time to get to build rapport with our citizens. It's extremely important.
And Robbins Mayor Darren Bryant agreed to do an on-camera interview with us, but canceled the meeting the day before it was scheduled. He spoke with the Illinois Answers Project off camera. You can read his comments as part of their investigation. We will post a link to their story on WGNTV.com, as well as the database they've created to identify if officers in your area have been fired from other police jobs. I'm Lourdes Duarte, WGN Investigates.